All right. So I'm honored to be here. This is such a great opportunity to come and speak. When I think my colleague reached out to me and I was like, oh, I'm traveling. In 2 days' time, I'm traveling. I have a lot to sort out and everything. But then he was like, I was like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead with it. And I'm glad I'm here. And when Mark was talking, I was saying that we're in the same WhatsApp group, as in, I like to be behind the scenes. I like my work, as in, I do my work and everybody sees it. Oh, who did that work? AK did it. I don't necessarily want to be out there. Like, if you leave me, I love being by myself. Like, I've been at home and someone has called me, God forgive me. And I said, I'm not at home, but your car is here. I didn't go out with my car just because I wanted to be by myself. That's the kind of person that I am. So it wasn't until I think second year in my HR career that someone said, okay, you do so much. Why don't you? Why are you not out there? First of all, you don't have a LinkedIn page. Everybody's on LinkedIn. I'm like, oh, really? And I went there and I put up my profile and everything. And from there, that's where people find me and offer me jobs where I go to. And it's been awesome. We thank God for that. Now, light bearers built to shine, called to influence, market age, career growth in the age of disruption. A lot of disruption happening now. AI, automation, career changes, workplaces, structure changing every day. This year has been the hardest year of my life. Like, our structure keep changing. It was just changing. Things were changing. It will say, okay, this is what we are rolling with. And then AK goes out there, you put on things and like, okay, this is how we roll. And then 2 weeks after, oh, we've changed. At some point, I'm like, oh, Lord. Everybody says they like change. I don't like change, but I approach change the way change should be approached. Not that I like it, but then I have to do what I need to do to embrace that change and all that. When people say they like change, I'm like, okay, do you prefer Christmas now or you prefer Christmas then? That's when you know that people do not like change, but they all have to adapt to change. So please, next slide. Sorry, next one. All right, so from the Bible passage, Matthew 5, verse 14, here's another way to put it. You are here to be light, bringing out the God colors in the world. God is not secret to be kept. So what this tells me that there are two things there. First of all, we are all created with intentional brilliance. It means that everybody is brilliant. Everybody was born with high potential. Everybody was born with high intelligence. The only reason why people feel like they have failed or they have not been they don't have any intelligence, they're not as intelligent as the next person, is because everybody wants to walk in the same shoes as another person. Meanwhile, you are different. You are built different. So you cannot be walking in the shoes of another person and expect to succeed. That is why Psalm 139 verse 14 says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, meaning that you are not like any other person. You are different. So you cannot expect that, okay, I have to, because everybody is now putting up camera in their room and doing TikTok. So and making money, and you think, okay, if I do the same thing, you have other skills in you that you can harness. Everybody has been intentionally been equipped with brilliance. And then the second thing that tells me is that you were designed to be seen. You were designed to influence, and you were designed to illuminate the spaces you occupy. You cannot go into a place and the place will remain the same. I used to tell people that I used to be in charge of the choir. And so someone will come to me and say, oh, I was sent away from work. They fired me from my workplace. Instantly, I know that the person was a laggard because of the way the person, when it's time to come for choir practice, the person is strolling in 1 hour after. So I knew that they fired you because you're a laggard. As children of God, When they say they want to downsize, you shouldn't be the first people that they say they are going to downsize, because it means that you were a laggard and so they picked you. You should be amongst the people that they'll be saying, oh, who do we keep? Okay, we can only keep one person. Okay, let's keep this one person, you. They kept, and even if they want to let go of the companies, that the company is closing down, and then they will call you and beg you and pay you off to go. So as children of God, you should always be in a place and let that place shine. People should know you, not for the bad things. They should know you for the good things. Amen. So next slide, please. So the core truth is that disruption does not dim your light, rather it reveals it. Everybody is saying AI is going to take our job and everything. Oh, it's going to do that. AI is not going to take it. AI is going to make things better. AI is going to make you strategic, taking away all the things that do not need to be there. So when this disruption happens, it is so that you can shine, and we will see it as we go. It is so that you can shine, you can bring out yourself. When COVID happened, the COVID pandemic happened, that is when a lot of things came up, things that people did not know we could do. Now realize that, we can have people work from home. Oh. I remember once when they had Occupy Nigeria. No, sorry, not Occupy Nigeria. There was one that we went to go and work when they increased fuel price during Jonathan's time. We all went to. Work did not happen because then we did not have the knowledge that, hey, you can equip people to work from home. But when COVID pandemic happened, it was easy. Everybody was now at home. Everybody that thought it could not happen, it happened. That was disruption. And then people thought about how can we do this? And those people were the ones shining, okay, let's do this. Let's have people work from home. We equip people with this. And now it's a thing for some people. Next slide, please. So how many people have watched the movie Air Force One? I'm a movie buff, especially superhero movies. Air Force One is a movie I love the movie. So what happened was that the Air Force One plane was hijacked by terrorists. And then the president and his family were in that plane. And so they had this plane called Liberty 24, Liberty 24, was supposed to go and rescue the president. And so they rescued this daughter, they rescued the wife. And so when they were now trying to rescue the president, everybody waited with bated breath, waiting. Have you got the president? Have you got the president? Nobody said anything. And so when they were able to get the president, and the president entered the plane, Liberty 24. And so they now asked, have you got the president? And the person said, Liberty 24 is changing call signs. Liberty 24 is now Air Force One. They didn't need to say, oh, we have the president. The moment they heard that, people started jubilating. What did that mean? The president is on board. So are you that kind of person that you enter a place and that place changes call sign and they say, AK, this place has changed to transformation zone. Why? Because AK is here. That is who we should be as children of God, as children of light. That is who we should be. We should be able to go into a place and they say the call sign change positively. I remember one place, a workplace that I left. I've changed jobs, Sha. And don't be like me. A workplace that I left, and then people started talking about me. When they say, oh, start talking about the person, why did they, oh, and then people kept saying, AK came here, transformed this. And I sat down there and I was just wondering. So I did all this. And even me myself did not see that. But then people were talking about it. And that is how it's supposed to be. You would not know, but people will be the ones to say, hey, when this person came here, this is what this person did. And it worked well. Okay, so next slide, please. So nature of disruption. This disruption is not an event. It is actually an environment. It's happening now. AI is there, out there. People are using AI to do even to make things easier for themselves. All those times that you will sit down and be writing memo, be cracking your head. I remember those times I'll sit down, think, they'll say, go and write memo. I'm like, can't I just send an email and say, please approve, and you would approve? Why do I have to start? And then you be cracking your head. Now you just go to AI and feed. I want to write a memo for this. I want it to have this, the right prompts, and it brings it out. And then you now, another automation, automating things. All these things are disruptions that were never there. And when this happens, two things happen. And people choose two ways. Either you push the gas, accelerate, or you hit the brakes. People who hit the brakes are the people who fear disruption. They hesitate, they resist change and become overwhelmed by uncertainty. A lot happened. I said a lot happened at my workplace this year. I could have been so overwhelmed. To be honest, there were days that I'm like, I can't do this again. I take my bag and I go home and I sit down and I pray to God. And then I now sit down, I start thinking of, okay, how am I going to do this? And then it just comes and I write it down. And the next time I'm at work and I'm saying, okay, this is how we are going to do it. And if you're in a position of leadership, you know that people come to you every time to solve problems. There was a time I used to say that I wished I was the one, when some kind of problem comes to you, you say that, Kai, I wish I was junior so I can go and meet my boss and dump it on him and say, okay, this happened, please. How do I solve it? But now when they come, you are the leader and you are like, chai. And then you now be like, you know what? Go and think of something, come back. Let's compare. And sometimes they try, they come, they talk. And then when I now say, okay, why did you consider this? Did you consider this? A way of some people learning. But that is what it is. You keep hitting the accelerator. You don't stop, you don't hesitate. And those are the people who master disruption. They embrace it. They don't necessarily have to like it, but they embrace it. They know that this is the time that they need to do something, put their names out there. They innovate and they find opportunities amidst the chaos. Disruption is like darkness. And you coming in there is like you are the light there. And people recognize light. It's like a candle and all that. It's like a dark room and you put a candle. That whole place illuminates. It might not necessarily illuminate the whole room, but illuminates. And then you can now see things. Next slide, please. All right, so what does it mean to shine in your career? People think that shining is vanity, but it's not. It is actually visibility with purpose. We've told a lot, most of the speakers have spoken about visibility, and it's visibility, not visibility for the wrong things, but visibility for purpose. And it's an influence anchored in God's assignment for your life. First things, sorry, it means shining means excellence. When we talk about excellence, it means that you are the problem solver there. People are naturally attracted to excellence. People are naturally attracted to people who give clarity to things. And so you become a light in that regard because you are shining with excellence. Shining also means creativity. You're coming up with a lot of things on how to make things better. I remember when I started my career, and it's always nice to start in a place where they are building up because there's so much to do. And then at that young stage, I think I was doing NYC. At that young stage, I was always, going to, how about we change this? Why don't we do it this way? Let's do it this way to work. And the next thing, I will see that they've done it. And then the next thing, I will go back again. I was looking at this thing again. Oh, I think we should do it this way. And then it wasn't long when I became the head of call center. I was in NYC and I had people who had been working for years and I was heading them. What did I know? It was like the day of my CD. I'll be like, okay, I'm going for CD, eh? Please take care of the department and I'll go. And then I'll come back at that stage. And when I wanted to leave, like they said, if you want to leave a place and nobody's fighting to keep you, you did not add value. When I wanted to leave, even the CEO called me to ask what was the problem. And that is what it is, because I was very creative. I had innovative ideas. I was like a walking, like anything that they say, Ghana Seke, maybe Eke would think of something. And of course, my head is already thinking. And that was what it was. You have to be creative. Shining means value creation. You are adding value wherever you are. You're not a 9 to 5 person. Everybody says, oh, come to work 9 to 5. 9 to 5, you've left. What did you do? That between that 9 to 5, what problem did you solve? I'm always thinking of anything I do, let's transform. How do we transform? And I'm always about the root cause. How do I stop things from not happening again? And you should be that kind of person. Let's move quickly. So there are three pathways to career growth in the age of disruption. First of all, continual reinvention. Trim your lamp. If you've seen a lamp, not the fancy lamp that's with battery, lamp that they put kerosene in it. When you want to use it, you have to turn it so that the wicker will come up. And then sometimes you might need to trim it so that it can shine well, because if it gets long, it would start bringing out smoke. So you will need to trim it. So you need to trim your lamp. What do I mean by trim your lamp? Learn faster. Wherever you are learning, learn faster. Give this thing, be opened to learning as well, on learning and learning. There's something I used to say to myself when I'm in an organization and I'm like, I'm beginning to get tired. I go and I pray this prayer. Father, Lord, please, can you tell me what I've still not haven't learned yet, because I feel like it is time and I need to learn. So it means that learn, be open to learning, put yourself out there and say, hey, I'm available to do this. Next thing is strategic visibility, a city on a hill. Put yourself up for stretch assignments. When they say, oh, we want people to put yourself up, sometimes you don't even have to wait. You can ask people, is there something I can help with? I remember when I started work newly, we weren't given a lot of work and I was feeling guilty collecting salary. So I used to go and tell some people, please, is there something I can help you with? And they will say, oh, yes. Do you want to do it? They will give it to me. I'll go and sit down and do it. Put yourself in that situation so that when people see, they say, ah, this one, no, 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 this person that is always helping us, that can solve problem everywhere, they won't allow you to go. Kingdom influence, shine before men. So you cannot be seen as the person that is doing the wrong thing. You have to be the one that you are standing for the right thing. Like Rotana said, standing for the right thing, saying, this is not, I know this is how you people normally do it, but that was wrong. We are going to do it the right way. Stand for the right thing. Yes. Next, please. And so we're moving to the end. So believers' advantage, in the advantage in the edge of disruption, is that we are close to God. So God reveals things to us. There's revelation. And God has put in us resilience that we can withstand whatever disruption it is. And finally, God has positioned you divinely. So don't think that you are at that place of work because you are going to do work. God has positioned you there for something. And sometimes you need to find out why you are there, so that you can, give to why you are there, and then you live. Like Rotana said, that when after the person, her subordinate gave his life to Christ, God told her it was time to leave. So you need to be able to know why you are there, and then, you're not just there for a job. So final, I think the final slide. So this is the closing charge. Let your light shine. As you navigate your career from now on, remember, you are built to shine. You are called to influence. You are positioned for relevance. You are equipped for growth. And you are the light of the marketplace. Next slide, please. Let's go to the last one. So I want to leave you with this quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So whatever you did not do, that was then. You cannot say, ha, I should have done this 20 years ago. I should have done this 10 years ago. No, you can start now. This is the next best time. So remember, light always wins. Thank you.